Meantime, students and teachers in the San Diego Unified School District will now be required to wear masks outdoors as well as indoors. And joining us now to talk more about the new school district's mask mandate is the founder of Let Them Breathe, Sharon McKeeman. Sharon, good to see you again. Thanks for joining us.
Good to see you. Thanks for having me.
So here we go. You've been advocating for mask choice in schools for quite some time. You've sued the state to lift the mask mandate. Now the district says they're going to add the requirement, masks outside. What do you think?
Well, we're going backwards instead of forwards towards the normalcy that our kids need. And it's just a really unscientific stance. We know there is extremely low risk of transmission outdoors. And we know that our kids, even indoors, are at really low risk for many serious complications from COVID. And those who are at high risk and adults have all had that opportunity to be vaccinated if they choose. So we want to see San Diego Unified and school districts moving towards mask choice, such as Ramona has really taken a stand with us to advocate for mask choice instead of moving in the opposite direction.
Yeah, tell me about Ramona's decision to want to offer mask choice, and will they be able to?
Well, they are still under a state mandate, and that's why we have sued the state of California. As you know, on Monday, CDPH put out a threat letter, and we have a legal response that our attorneys just finished today, and that will be coming out here shortly. And so Ramona has already told us they are in support of that. They are advocating with us for mask choice. And I think something, that's going on here is we've sued CDPH. And so any of these school districts, we feel that CDPH their stance is unlawful and unscientific. So if a school district is going to be even more restrictive, then our stance is that they may actually be opening themselves up for liability as well. Our kids, we know that there's not science supporting the efficacy of masks, and there is a lot of evidence showing that it's harming our kids' mental health, their academic progress, and their social development.
I know San Diego Unified is following Los Angeles in the new outdoor mask mandate. They're citing basically an increase of COVID-19 cases among children. They also say that this idea is that they not only want to stop the spread of the coronavirus, but they want to minimize the chance that if a student gets the coronavirus or is maybe in close proximity, they'd then be forced to miss, I think, 10 days of school if they're quarantined and if they have a positive test result. So they're looking at absenteeism. What are your thoughts on that aspect of it?
Well, in the statement they put out, they basically dangled the carrot of if they have outdoor masking, then there could be modified quarantines. But the problem is that San Diego Unified and many school districts are already being more restrictive than CDPH says they have to be. So what we'd like to see is for schools to modify and revise to a more common sense quarantine approach instead of being more restrictive in masking. And our lawsuit does also cover the asymptomatic testing issues and those over quarantining issues that are keeping our kids away from their in-person education. They need to be back in school.
I know they're talking about having the students take a mask break. Basically, they're supposed to wear the mask outside, and then it sounds like maybe get at least 6 feet apart from other students, take the mask off for a break, and then put it back on and rejoin their friends. And I know there are some carve-outs for physical education, and it sounds like sports, maybe football and other outdoor activities. Does that mean anything to you?
Well, so now our kids are just wondering, what in the world are the adults doing? We want them to respect authority, not see all the holes in the logic, right? So the kids are allowed to sit down close to each other and eat their food without a mask on. But then when they stand up to socialize, where they might actually be farther apart, they have to put their mask back on. But apparently, I don't know how they're enforcing the 6 feet. I don't know if they have dots for the kids to stand on during these mask breaks. But our kids, they just need to get back to normal. They need to be able to see that the things that are put in place make sense. We're hearing a lot of kids just say, this makes absolutely no sense. Just like when adults could walk in, they had to wear a mask to walk into a restaurant, but then sit down and take it off and eat. It just really, not a lot of common sense science involved.
All right, Sharon McKeeman with Let Them Breathe. Sharon, we'll talk to you soon. Let us know next time how the lawsuit is going. I know we still don't have a date, but I'm sure we'll talk to you soon. Thanks a lot.
All right, thank you.